Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. So I was noting, yesterday I posted a video on my one shot at level 15 plus, and I was telling my guildmates like, hey man, I feel like it's like 80% or 90% completion rate. I was doing a couple runs just based on my free energy, and I decided to make like a video where I'm just, going through it, whether a success or a fail. Obviously full auto everything, just to see if we can get some statistics. Now I'm not going to be using a lot of energy for this one. I'm not going to be spamming like 100 runs or whatever. I was originally planning to go with like 10 runs, that way you get like a better pool of data, but I'm ending up going to run like maybe 5. Basically it's my free daily energy. And I usually run one once I have like, the natural regen of energy going out throughout the day. Again, I'm not farming this super hard because this is going to be a long-term type of, not even an event, right? It's realistically, it's a new hunt. So we're just going to watch it, whether we, win or lose. We're just going to watch the RNG. I just still like Ken a lot just because I can get another defense break in case I miss one. Depending on the RNG, sometimes the rotation is just not as good. Like Jacko doesn't pop off with the extra proc fragment. So like this right now, we're not really doing really well. We are almost on the first boss ultimate, and I don't think she's popped off too much yet. But I like Ken just because like the defense break, and he brings unique debuffs like the attack down. At least 2 haste. And then he can burn, so usually it's enough to top off. Haste obviously, is a big carry for this, but yeah, I just wanted to run this. Now I already noted in my previous video that of course Kayn is better. He was made for this rift. The boss does for whatever reason twice the amount of damage if the unit is stealthed, and given the amount of heroes that are in the fire elemental pool, like it was really just so that you like Jacko won't work, and then you'd have to pull Kayn. Realistically, that's like it feels like it was designed. Otherwise Jacko would do the job like just as good as Kayn, and at least you wouldn't have to summon. So I mentioned that in the previous video before that I don't like how they do that, but Epic 7 has always been that, sell you a problem and then sell you solutions, or rather give you a problem and sell you solutions. But either way, I am glad that a lot of other players are just using Jacko and still be able to do it. Yes, at a lower rate, but again, I don't think a consistent run, like if you can one-shot, whether you consistently get a one-shot or not is not as important as you just being able to do the one-shot. The reason for me at least is that if you're a mega whale and you're spamming leaf and skystone and you're farming this 24/7 like you would have a hunt, then yes, obviously Kayn is better. But if you're free to play and you want to save your bookmarks or whatever, then this is just as good, because realistically you're never going to go over an amount of certain runs, because you're capped to the daily and weekly energy. And again, because these things are not, Rift is not really like an Advent side story or even like the summer Luluka event where it's time limited. So there really is I think no incentive to like ultimate spam this. Plus, arguably speaking, I think the summer event is still better, in terms of like assuming speed set or the sets you want are in the crafting pool. But regardless, so the first run looks pretty solid. I mean, we have 10 counter Rift Force left. And yeah, we're definitely gonna win this one. Definitely Jacko picked up near the end. So that's the first run. Again, I'm gonna just keep highlighting that, the experience that we're at, so, we're not like kind of cheating. I'm autoing this right now, but I think I'm gonna have to get some of my free energy, like top it off. So sometimes the haste missed the defense break, and usually because it's turn 1, you just reset it. But because I have Ken, so I have like kind of 2 opportunities to get that defense break. I do miss my Ken in when I ran up to level 15, where he was on Cradle of Life. Getting that extra debuff is always really nice, but realistically, once you hit level 15 and you're doing the double proc fragment, rift fragment, the game has totally changed. It's not so much about landing that many debuffs. It's more all about like filling up that debuffs, so that he doesn't get stronger. Cause like sometimes it'll look like I almost kill him like after his first ultimate. It just depends on how fast Jacko pops off. And also, I mentioned in the previous video, but I'll showcase the builds at the end of the run anyway, no matter the result, is that Jacko does have effectiveness, some effectiveness, and it's just enough with Hazel's passive and Ken's artifact that she gets about 50 effectiveness. So I do land blinds here and there, which is really nice for my runs. Like getting the blinds just, you know, elevate the probability of me actually completing the run. But it would only happen on the first 2 turns of Jacko because of Chain of Keyron. But Chain of Keyron does proc, the debuff opportunity does proc every time you hit, so including the extra attack. So assuming you pop off with the 50% proc extra you're actually hitting like technically 4 times. Although my effectiveness is not enough to guarantee, so to speak, and there's 4 debuffs potential in Chain of Keyron's debuff. The chance of getting blind is not super high, but at the same time I have seen it pop off quite a bit. But usually it's really helpful. This is getting a bit sus because I think I'm hitting him too much. My haste is gonna die. And I think I can still beat him without haste because at this moment I already have 5 defense breaks. So like, assuming that I, you know, get to survive that long, I will be able to kill him, and haste is not needed, at least for the defense break portion. All the debuffs that haste would provide is already available, and we're at 6 now, which is great. So I don't think we're gonna have an issue without haste, that is. Maybe miss an extra damage, but if Jacko keeps popping off like this, we have no issue. Again, like I said, I mean, the only reason why I was compelled to make this video was because I said to my guildmates, hey, I think I'm getting like an 80% and 90% win rate. I think 90% is maybe a bit stretching, but it just feels that way because I don't have to, like usually as I'm doing the runs, I don't have to actually reset it as much as I thought. Because again, Jacko and stealth on the wrong turn equals a wipe, at least my Jacko stats, 9,400 HP. He does about like 10,000 exact on the dot, so I think if you want to survive in stealth, I think that's crushing blow. I think you need like somewhere about like 10,000, 11,000 HP. That's like extra security. You could probably drop damage for more health as you progress. I think I probably will do that for a more consistent run. But I'm still level 15, so my damage is not quite there yet, but I think like around maybe 17, I'll be able to compensate that, get another 10% more HP, and then I'll have like smoother runs. Because realistically, that's all that's killing you, or that Jacko has too many turns, and you never get a heal turn, then you're kind of screwed. But as long as the haste vampire debuff, whatever, is there, you're generally okay, because Jacko at least heals like 1k every time she hits. So she'll survive, but everyone else might die, assuming that she always gets turns. Yeah, this run is good too. Very good, very clean. Like, we didn't need haste the entire time. For like I don't know, like 10 turns or something. Pretty incredible. Okay, so yeah, so keep in mind the experience we're at, and I'm just gonna run this until I fail. But I think 5 runs probably good. I think that's all I have left in terms of my storage, my free energy. I did some automaton tower this morning, so I didn't have all my free energy ready to do this, but again, I think yeah, this is the third run. Popping off. Got a blind. So that's what I was talking about. The blind chance is not terrible. Again, 1 out of 4, and I'm at 50% effectiveness, so really a 50-50. I don't know what the math is on that, but 1 out of 4 chance, but a 50-50 probability. See, as I'm hitting, he has a resist. That means Chain of Keyron does work. So if you proc with Chain of Keyron, you technically have 4 possibilities to land a blind, assuming you have the effectiveness, and then plus another for your second turn of Chain of Keyron. So 8 opportunities to potentially land a blind. And that's what I mean. It's like, if you have enough effectiveness, which I don't know if you would have the stats for that, I don't know. But again, as I climb higher in Rift and can do more damage, I will probably just really think about it. Like, consider more effectiveness on Jacko if I have the gear and more HP. So I can like just get consistent one-shot runs, no need to babysit. Again, with Ken and Haste, like even if I don't land both defense breaks on turn 1, eventually Ken will rotate into a defense break turn. So, but I would, to be honest, if I was to run this and then like kind of not keep it on repeat, like full on repeat, and then like leave the game, I would still probably just opt to reset the run and get the first 2 defense breaks, or one of them. One of the, I think basically there's 3 ways for this team to fill. One is boss wipes Jacko because she's in stealth, maybe crit. You do too many procs, too many turns, and Hazel is not like enough to heal, and you don't have vampiric. Is it vampiric touch? I forgot the term, the name is, the debuff. If you don't have the vampiric debuff, basically, that way you can also lose. And the other one is not getting a one-shot possibility is just not popping off. So again, there's a lot of RNG. But again, given how many turns that Jacko can naturally get, there's very little opportunity, like there's very little way that she doesn't eventually pop off. So that was probably I would say the lowest likelihood to cause me to lose. Oh wait, this is not good. Oh! Okay, my Jacko's dead. I'm pretty sure. Okay, okay, I have stealth. No! Where's my heal turn? No, I have stealth, so low damage and miss. It hit. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. I think we're okay. Cause he doesn't proc it, right? It's AOE. Miss. Ah. Okay. Well, that was bad. So that was, I think, one of the. Oh, I didn't have vampiric touch. Ah, so I think I basically explained one of the potential lose conditions. So I'm just gonna let this run, right? Because like, if we lose, we lose. Then it's part of the statistics. If we win, we win. And it's still like, you know, Jacko did do a lot of heavy lifting. I don't think we're gonna win though. At this rate, Hazel's gonna take a turn every time my damage dealers take a turn. We don't have enough Rift counterforce left, so okay, we lose this one for sure. It was close though. I mean, look at that, right? One of my findings is that it doesn't matter whether your other damage dealers are really good or not. Like if they're really strong, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you're one-shotting on 15, it's gonna be your hard carry DPS. It's gonna be your Jacko or your Kane. The others don't matter. All right, so we lose this one for sure. I'm gonna yield. All right, let's continue. Okay, so that was 3 runs, 2 win, 1 loss. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have enough energy left for this one, and then maybe 2 more, or 1 more. I don't know. I'll go check. Assuming we win this, but either way, like I said, there's gonna be a long commentary. I'll most likely, if you watch up to this point, then thank you for watching. But I'll most likely have put the timestamps while as I'm uploading or whatever. I'll put the timestamps of each run, and then basically conclude like how many fails, how many whatever in the notes or whatever. So everything is kind of recorded. But again, I mean, like assuming this is gonna be like maybe 5 runs, 6 runs, it's not a large pool of data, because RNG sometimes is just really bad, and then you can get a couple, you know, bad runs, and then that would kind of even it out. But I think given the circumstances of just like the amount of turns you can generate with the Lens of Nox's Wrath on Jacko and then Idle Cheer on Hazel, there's very little way that you don't pop off. But we already witnessed how, you know, one of my theory crafted way of losing was the cause of my loss in the preview. So I also landed a blind again, I just noticed. So that's good. The issue is that okay, haste already S2, so I can maybe attack down. Okay, I capped it out. That's fine. So those are all the right debuffs anyway. So with Jacko popping off, he keeps countering and then extends his debuff, right? So realistically, we have all the debuffs we need to make the run. We got a blind, which, you know, increases our chance of winning or not dying rather. We got the defense break, we have an attack down, which I'm not even sure if attack down really works. I feel like it doesn't affect, maybe he's HP scaling, I don't know, I never did the reading of the boss. And then we got everything else to kind of just cover it. Yeah, we got bleeds, and then Ken can provide bleed, Ken can provide burn, Haze can provide bleed. As soon as he gets his actual turn and he, you know, opens up more debuff slots, maybe we could fill that. Again, depends on the run, depends on the rotation, because with the warrior fragment popping off, you actually can't rely on speed tuning. I mean, you can to some degree, you can for your debuffers and your healer if you're using Hazel, but you can't tune your warrior, or at least the one in the back line. It just doesn't work. Like, so that's why I'm running attack boot. If you run speed boot, you'll probably just be faster and just be way too fast. Like, you won't get attack buff up as long. Well, actually, that doesn't make sense anyways. But you basically, I think you just do too much damage and potentially just die. If you start like lapping Hazel, it's not a good thing. You should allow Hazel to lap naturally on speed. Because so I think the theory is like, if you proc, you allow the CR to kind of drive your turn for Jacko or your damage dealer. But if you don't proc, you leave them as slow as possible so Hazel and the debuffers can kind of catch up. And I think it's fine. Like, you shouldn't be scared of like not one-shotting. So I think definitely attack boot is the way. I think that's how most people build their canes as well. Realistically, it's the same build as my Jacko. Just the gear on a different hero. Yeah, he provided all the bleed. So now he's gonna do a lot less damage. So, and also he's almost dead and he missed. We're gonna finish off with just Haste and Ken, but anyways, Haste did the S2 heal, which is great. I think my Ken, yeah, my Ken will finish off here. Awesome. Okay, so that is 2-run win. This is the 3rd run win, and we got a loss on the 3rd run. So 4th run win. Cool. Yes. Okay, I gotta get some energy. Yeah, I've already used some. Okay, so we got 2 runs left. Okay, so let's just run the last 2, and then just see how we do. Again, this is gonna be a long video, but yeah, anyways, just to highlight the experience, so you know, no funky editing. Okay, if we can land a defense break or 2 bleeds, nice. So Ken's S2 here does really nothing except provide the speed buff, so he gets the turn. Okay, land a blind. Blind? No. Blind? Blind! See? It does happen quite a bit. I think again, I'm gonna go for... assuming I have the gear, like the right pieces to be able to get the stats I want. Just a bit more HP and a bit more effectiveness. Because I think there's a lot of opportunity for that blind to proc. As long as I have the enough effectiveness, so I'm not just like, you know, straight up getting resisted 50% of the time. And then Jacko is popping off, definitely popping off. I always get a bit nervous when I pop off way too much. I feel like the sweet spot is like pop off maybe twice, maybe 3 times max, and then you gotta stop. But it always gets me a bit nervous. But obviously, you know, not complaining, because I always kind of like Jacko's animation. I've always liked it even when she was first released, because the sounds of her kicking and doing the combos is very satisfying. But a lot of you guys probably don't even turn on your audio. I can't get an attack down now though. The debuffs are already maxed, and okay, I do have Vampiric Touch geared. So yeah, look at my haste. Haste's HP is very low just because I keep popping off and proccing him. So that's a bit scary. Hazel. Where's your S2? Maybe I already used it? Shoot. Yeah, see, I'm a bit scared for haste now. Although we're right now with 28 turns left, we are progressing quite well. He has 4 HP bars left. Okay, that 1000 heal is always good, but then I just reduce it right here. He hits for 1000 or something. Yeah, 1600. Yeah, but Jacko will always be topped off as long as Vampiric touches up. But the blind is always really good. It's just super secure. I missed my haste. It did still a lot of damage actually though. Uh-oh. Ah, okay, that miss is good. Stop. Okay, Jacko is popping off too much actually. So given the fact that it's a 50% proc, right? Like I think I'm getting lucky. But like I said, just with the amount of CR cycling that you get, you're just gonna have a lot of opportunities to do this. And you really only need to pop off once or twice with a greater attack buff to really kind of set the round. Because realistically, what you're doing is like doing a full HP bars worth of HP if you pop off twice, right? And then the more you pop off, the more turns she gets too. So realistically, it can go into like an infinite cycle. And this is what I mean, like my haste has died that way before. Which again, in this showcase so far, he has died once. And it's just because Jacko was too productive. Okay, we got 2 misses, and I wasn't in stealth on that turn, which is lucky. Again, the rotations do favor that she gets out of stealth. Because again, if your entire team is built faster than Jacko, and Jacko is on like an attack boot, which mine is, that means that if she doesn't pop off, she doesn't get the CR, she's not going ahead, right? And then ideally the rest of your team is. And so you have technically potentially 2 to 3 hits. Haste, Ken, and potentially Hazel to proc him, right? It just depends on the numbers, and no one can predict this, right? That's what happens when you introduce RNG elements into the run. You can't predict it, which makes it, you know, harder to say that, okay, I got a 100% working team. The only way you can 100% working team is that it takes you very little RNG and you can do so much damage so fast. That's like the only way. And this is what I mean. I think by the time I'm level 21, this is gonna be a very consistent run, just because I'll be doing essentially more output energy. Output damage for the short amount of time, right? So imagine how many times my Jacko procced in that last run. I'd be killing him way quicker, right? And therefore my haste and Ken also, because they are also getting stronger, will be able to just finish off the boss quick. So, okay, she didn't pop off this time. No pop off, no blind. Looking more vulnerable, but it's not hopeless. As long as we land an attack down and maybe both debuffs from haste here, Okay, we got it. So I think we're pretty solid. Generally, you want to be no more than 5 buffs on the boss at this point, especially in the first rotation. If you're lucky, you can get him to 3, which is super safe. But for my team, the only way I can keep him at 3 buffs is if I have a blind on turn 1. Okay, now she's popping off, which is great. I think when Jacko Banner comes back, to be honest, I might pull another copy. Not for Rift, because I think by the time she comes back, it's going to be a different element. But for Jacko Symbol and herself, just imprint her, get her triple S. I think she got buffed and she's usable and in PvP at the moment. Very good bridge damage dealer. Very good for openers because of the debuff. Yeah, I think she's worth it. Maybe 1 pull or something. I won't go in depth though. Like at the end of this video, I'll still show my builds and whatever. It's the same as my previous one, so only if you are watching this after my previous video, then you don't really need to watch the end because it's gonna be the same stats, same tech. I won't go into depth. I'll probably just do like a really quick like flyby, just show the stats really quick and artifacts, and then duck. I think we're looking pretty safe right now. 4 HP bars left and really 3.5, and we have 23 turns left. He's on his ultimate though, so right here is what I'm talking about. Let's see if we are okay. Yeah, we're okay. So this is what I mean, right? Like if you have like if you have her too fast at this point, she could actually go into stealth again and then just get wiped. But because she was so slow and she didn't pop off, her CR remained like near the beginning. So we're pretty safe here, and I think all my E buffers are coming up, so he's gonna be stuck at 2 buffs, assuming I don't get resisted. Oh wait, that wasn't the bleed turn. Okay, never mind. I think he just gets 1 more. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Like he's not surviving this. There's no way. I'm pretty sure I win. So Jacko can never die here. 2 left. This is a very, very long video. If you're watching all the way to this point, I do appreciate it. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you're on that fence about whether you should pull for Kane, I'm hoping that this video will help with that decision. Again, I think that this is a very solid run. Or a solid team. Alright. Jacko is doing work, right? Jacko is doing a lot of work. You can see here. You'd say 50-50 proc rate equals 50 chance of winning. That is definitely not the case. Because she has multiple 50-50 opportunities, and so far she's popping off. Alright, we didn't get that one on the last. It would have been really satisfying. So 7 turns left. But we're well over damage. And Jacko's gonna get the turn. Maybe she even gets the finish. Yep. Alright, sweet. So I think that's all my energy. Yes, that's all my energy. So I'm not gonna like refresh or whatever. So I'll just like, you know, at the most I'll just like quickly show the build. So yeah, I think the overall, I think, you know, this is a very solid comp. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you have a team like this, I think again you saw the statistics, although only like really 5 to 6 runs. But yeah, anyways, as I'm showcasing this, I'm just gonna, you know, sign off here. Yeah, join the Discord, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.